Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's June 12th, 2023. Great to be with all of you today. Sorry about the little technical difficulties there, but I got those fixed. Again, great to be with you. My name is Bob Lang. I run explosiveoptions.net. We do these daily bites twice a week, Mondays and Thursday mornings. And it's a great day. It's a great day to be alive, of course. And hopefully, you guys get a chance to learn a few things this morning. And if you're in the chat room, great to have you all in the chat room as well too. We'll make this brief here because again we're running a little bit late. We'll maybe have a little bit longer version on Thursday. So markets have been pretty strong the last couple of weeks. Of course, the S&P 500 is just knocking on the door of 4,300 again right now. We did travel above there for a little bit of time on Friday and backed off and closed under it. And if we open up where we're at today, we're going to be above that 4,300 level. Do you see a big differential here between the S&P cash and the futures here? That's because the S&P futures on over the weekend rolled from June to September. And the reason why there's such a huge differential between the futures 43.60 and 42.98 of the S&P cash is due to the fact of the higher interest rates that we have currently in the market. So that as long as the higher interest rates remain high and elevated as they are right now, we're going to see that differential. And of course, as that September contract starts coming down in terms of time, we'll see that differential narrow. And in fact, the June roll is happening later this week, and just people just get in front of it and they start trading the next month's contract. So that's the difference for that. So anybody who says that the futures are down or up or sharply or something like that, they are up sharply. They're up 11.5 handles, but as you can see, but that's the differential between that and the cash. So hopefully that answers some questions there. We see the some good technology names starting to get attractive again. We did see a little bit of a pullback in Amazon and Google late last week, and I think those two are two to keep in mind. We do have earnings coming out later on tonight in Oracle, and you can see I have Oracle up on the chart here, up on my Schwab, and up 4.25 points right now. And that's a good size move for Oracle in front of earnings. So perhaps they have people are getting in front of the name. A lot of the names that in the same group as Oracle, such as Microsoft and Salesforce and a couple others, have posted good earnings. So maybe they want to get in front of this name before they report tonight. We'll also have big software maker, software provider Adobe later on this week, and another name that has my eye, JBL, is going to be reporting on Thursday morning as well too. But otherwise, not really a whole lot of big names to worry about here. Kroger on Thursday morning. We have Lennar coming out on Wednesday night after the close as well. As you guys know, the Fed meeting starts tomorrow, and it'll be running through Wednesday. And after the close of the meeting, about 2 p.m. Eastern time, they'll have a policy decision based on for monetary policy going forward. And they'll also have a series of new projections coming out. They do this every couple of meetings, every other meeting basically. The last one was at the March meeting. This one will have projections for the later part of 2023 and into 24 and 25 and longer run. So I want to talk with you about a little bit about the Fed funds futures here for a minute. So this is a table that I follow quite closely here, as certainly as Fed funds futures are dynamic right now. Every meeting seems to be in play. We see this is the odds for tomorrow's and Thursday and Wednesday's meeting, that there'll be a 1 in 4 chance of a rate hike coming in on Wednesday, and then a 74% chance of the Fed saying, "Hold off, we're going to pause right now." So I want to direct your attention to this right here. Current funds rate is 5 to 5.25, right? 5 to 5.25. So it's midway point 5.1, right? Let's take a look at the projections from March. And of course, this is going to change a little bit tomorrow and Wednesday when they meet in DC. But look at the Fed funds rate projection and the December projection. They were pretty much the same the last two times the projections were presented in the December meeting, and then in the March meeting. So we're right there at target. We're right there at target. So if we do get above target, I think there's going to have to be some explaining to do, that inflation is still way too hot and it's not coming down fast enough to get up there. So I certainly, while I think that inflation is still a little bit too high, especially year-over-year inflation, I do get the message that a pause could be basically in line with their forecast here, right? And basically we're right at the rate where they have projected we would be at the end of the year. So if this doesn't change, I think we could look at possibly maybe one rate hike and then giving it back later on in the year. I don't know if that's going to be the case. Certainly, we have inflation numbers coming out tomorrow morning before the open, and then we have the PPI number coming out before the open on Wednesday. So the Fed will have those two pieces of information in their hand before they have a vote and make a decision on the on monetary policy. So that's interesting to note. And then also you can see by 2024, they're saying that there'll probably be about 3 rate cuts through the year next year, and then bringing it down even more, about 5 rate cuts in 2025. So we'll see if these projections change. If this number goes down in 24 from 4.3 down to 4% or something even lower than that, I think the markets are going to rally off of that news. I'm also looking to see if the Fed decides to upgrade their growth estimates for GDP. Came in at 0.5 in the December projection. 0.4 was downgraded actually in March. So I'm looking for that to go up, because why is that? It's because first quarter was strong, 1.1, slightly strong, but the Atlanta Fed GDP now is projecting about a 2.3% growth in the second quarter here now, which has about 2 more weeks left to go in the calendar. So we'll see what those are all about. It's going to be interesting to see all the changes in this. I'll be reading that very carefully on Wednesday afternoon, and listening to Chair Powell, of course, in the press conference. A couple of charts I want to share with you. S&P 500, of course, has been breaking out and been rising upwards with good relative strength, good volume, good money flow. But here's a weekly chart of the S&P 500, and I've kind of upgraded this one to a neutral plus stance here right now. We had this downtrend line that comes in from January, and we broke that last week. We still have an uptrend line of higher lows as well. And some of these indicators that I have here, like the Traders Dynamic, which measures relative strength versus Bollinger Bands, it is on a buy signal and still extending. And then, of course, the MACD, which notices changes in trajectory before they happen, not after, is also on a buy signal from the early part of April, a late part of March. And then we have the candle here in the go-no-go indicator. You see the colors. Light blue means strong bullish. Teal means moderate, cautiously bullish. So we had one of those here, but we've had a pretty good series of blue candles since we had that MACD crossover here back in late March. So that's a strong one here. So some other things to prove the market resilience right now is the breadth. We see new highs versus new lows. We did get a couple of readings above 100, and that is on a buy signal here. And as long as we remain above 0, that's positive. It's not necessarily a buy signal, but we'd like to see, consistent readings above 100 on the new highs, new lows list over here. Breadth. Let's take a look at that here as it relates to the McClellan oscillator. We had good breadth up here, and we came down and corrected a bit. We had the good breadth that was really contributed by the strong move in the Russell 2000. It's come down a little bit over here to some moderate levels over here, so we're not overbought by any stretch here. Not like we were in January or we were back in March. So we could turn back around if the market likes what the Fed and the inflation numbers are looking like tomorrow and Wednesday. I think that's going to be it, everyone. We do see the VIX up a little bit this morning, about 5%. VIX futures up a tiny bit over here. Just play cautiously here. Take your clues from what the markets are doing, and don't do anything too bold here. The market signals are going to tell you what direction to go into. Always have some protection on. Have a lot of cash out there. I've raised a lot of cash. We had a lot of trades on Tesla over the past month or so that really kicked in for us, and that stock is ticking up higher right now. I have very few Tesla left right now. I'm moving on to other stuff, right? You've got to take your hits when you can, and do some selling, and move on to the next name on the board. I'm looking at AMD as well too. My wife, my good partner, a wonderful trader, Leanne here, mentioned that one last week, and that was a good one here. It was it's actually going to make a move up towards 130 again. If it gets through that 130 area, that'll be a really nice breakout, and possibly get a move up to 135 to 140. So it had that big, huge move last week and lost some of it, but then now we closed above that high from last Wednesday and Thursday. So that's one to keep an eye on. And then I have some biotech names that I'm looking at as well too. And again, I'm watching Oracle here. I do have some shares on, and some calls on, and what a beautiful looking chart that thing is, huh? From 82 in March all the way up to 109, and now it's 114. So take a look at that one, and a few others as well too. We'll be talking about in the chat room. And if you're not in the chat room, come on over. ExplosiveOptions.net will get you started. Come on over to that website and take a look and see what we're doing. All right, have a great week, great trading day, everyone, and have a great first start of the week. And I'll see you guys all back on Thursday morning. Take care. Bye-bye.